Hello and welcome to the paper review this beautiful Monday morning here on Quest Television in Ughelli, Delta State. My name is Alex Obunnaya and I have here with me Comrade Efe Odomo. Good morning, Comrade.
Good morning and welcome to another brand new week.
Yes, indeed. We have 5 papers up for review: The Punch, Daily Trust, Vanguard, Nation, and the Guardian. I beg your pardon. Never mind about that. Where did that come from? I guess one of the papers have that as its lead story, and I guess my eyes just went to it, and I just came up with the word custom. Sorry about that. Okay, and 5 papers up for review. The paper actually is Daily Trust, and that's what we're going to start off with this morning. Teenager killed as customs officials chase smugglers. That's the lead story on the front page of the Daily Trust. Teenager killed as customs officials chase smugglers. I don't know, they're still doing this. Darkness in major cities as national grid collapses. That's also on the front page of Daily Trust. Yobe's first civilian governor, Bukka Abba, dies at 75. Some papers say 73, so we don't know. Nigeria fails to meet oil production targets in 10 years. Atiku presidency clash again over Tinubu's economic policies. How villagers hide or hid guns after we killed terrorist defense chief. Plateau concerns over PDP chieftain's threat to INEC commissioner. CBN investigators passed stalks Tinubu's assignment. CBN investigators passed stalks Tinubu's assignment, whatever that means. The story is on page, let's see now. Okay, not very clear, but I think the story is on page 3 of Daily Trust. It comes with riders, allegations, irrelevance to Obaze's new role, presidency, crime busters should have impeccable character. Those are the stories making the headlines on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. From the Daily Trust, we go to Punch newspaper. Kidnapping epidemic, fundraising for ransom persists. Ekiti pupils' families pay 15 million naira. Wow. Sadly, the driver of the school bus couldn't make it, or didn't make it.
He died.
He was killed. But the children and the teachers all were, released unharmed. Okay, that's a sad one. Victims' relatives, friends, neighbors raised ransom. School driver killed. That's according to proprietor. Kidnappers slash slain Kwara monarchs. Widows ransom to 40 million naira. Suspect arrested. Okay. Power generation crashes to 59 megawatts as grid collapses again. NSCDC trains vigilantes to secure 821,000 vulnerable schools. 10 hospitalized as police court groups clash in Lagos schools. Wow. And we have a picture here on the front page of Punch, one of the kidnapped pupil of the school in Ekiti State in hospital being receiving or being attended to by medical personnel, and of course the governor of Ekiti State and some state officials. The caption reads, Ekiti State Governor Mr. Biodun Oyebanji during his visit to the rescued pupils and teachers of the Apostolic Nursery and Primary School at the Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital in Ado Ekiti. We're so happy those children are alive and well, but of course so sad too that the driver of the bus didn't make it. Tinubu, Obasanjo, world leaders mourn Namibia's president. Federal government states debts near 107 trillion naira fall raises loans. Dollar supply rises by 180% as banks sell $440 million. Wow. That's that from the Punch newspaper. Quickly, let's go to Vanguard. The lead story on the front page of Vanguard: uncertainty rules currency markets as external reserves rise. Uncertainty rules currency markets as external reserves rise. That's the lead story on the front page of the Vanguard. And it has riders. Volume of dollars traded down 3% to $2.14 billion. Why sudden massive crash of Naira, that's according to analysts, warn of further depreciation, adverse impacts on economy. Driver killed as abducted Ekiti pupils, teachers regain freedom, that's on page 6. By-election, rerun elections, mixed fortunes as 5 parties win seats. Presidency Atiku fights over Tinubu's economic policies. 8,100 Naira levy, students in Lagos schools may miss WASC registration. Pesero plots South Africa's fall in semis. Okay, that's on Wednesday. We wish the team well. And above the masthead, blackouts, power grid collapses again, first in 2024. 723 schools closed in 9 states over insecurity. Others. Brain drain. Over 500 workers left national hospitals in 2 years. That's according to Chief Medical Director. That's from the Vanguard newspaper. Okay, we'll take a pause here now. We have already looked at 3 papers. Let's start with this one. Punch on the front page, kidnapping epidemic. Recall that as soon as these pupils were kidnapped, there was so much noise, and it prompted the police to deploy military, forces, even the military, all security agencies deploy forces to Ekiti State. But from what we now know, it doesn't seem like they were rescued.
No, they were not rescued.
So those deployment of helicopters, forces, assigning someone to go on an AIG to go and take up presidency in Ekiti State. So what were those things for? If in all of that, they said they were combing the forest of Ekiti State, yet the parents paid 15 million naira, the guys were not, the kidnapped victims were not rescued.
To me, what they are doing so far is just a smooth screen. If the government, let me not go that way, if the government actually wants to stop the terrorism, they will stop it in less than a week. Last week there was a news making the rounds that the senator who is in charge or who is sponsoring the terrorism has been identified. But up till date, they've not released his name. Who are they afraid? Is the federal government afraid of the senator? Who is carrying this ransom? You deploy everybody to the forest, they could not arrest a single person. They could not free the children. Rather, they raised 15 million naira and they gave to them. Who gave that money to them? And where was it given to them? And who was the money given to? These are the lead questions that would make the federal government or whoever the security agencies that is involved to track these people. But nothing is being done. So it is like either they have given up or they have given them constitutional backing to continue to do what they are doing. But there is no day we wake up these days for the past 1 year or so that you don't read about kidnapping and terrorism acts. It is very, very, very sad that in a country where we have everything that we need to have to combat insecurity, none of them is working. What they continue telling us, we are on top of the situation. Tomorrow we are on top of the situation. Let us actually try under the situation like I normally say. Because the waitings are now, they are terrible. They are no longer waiting for people on the road to kidnap anymore. They go to houses because they know quite well that nothing will happen to them. They carry these people at will, they get their money, they return them, they look for another source again. So it's like now they are sourcing for human beings as a source for raw materials in production. That's what they are doing now. And they're having field day. Tell me why you think that business will stop. Let me know, let us know how much you think the kidnappers make in a month. Put them together. There are more than so many states federal allocation. And this money is not in the system. Why is the economy not going to fumble and wumble when you remove so much money from the system and it doesn't come back? Then tomorrow they will tell us that the Naira is having a free fall. Why would the Naira have a free fall? Is it not the same money they are using to settle the kidnappers? What is supposed to be used for production, for developmental purposes, you are giving them to the hands of some few in the forest. Are they keeping that money in the forest? Are the money not coming back to the bank? To the bank, if they don't come back to the bank system, where are they spending them? That's the most questions. Are they using them to buy dollars? Even if they use them to buy dollars, which channel are they using to buy those dollars?
A clergyman has added his voice to this spate of kidnappings by calling on the federal government to enact a law which every kidnapper caught should be executed or should be sentenced to death.
Well, that will solve the problem. Do they have the political will to do it, like as animalists say? I use that word political will. Do they have that political will to do it? If they could tell you that the senator is involved, and up to today the senator is still in the red chambers enacting laws for people, still chairing committees, and you want to enact one law, is it until they enact the law before they will go and pick that man up and interrogate him and prosecute him? Is it the law that they have not enacted? Don't we have law against terrorism? Don't we have law against criminal activities? If that is the case, then they should scrap the law empowering the security agencies to go after robbers and other criminal elements and prosecuting and executing some. They should also repeal that law too. Because what is on ground now is more grievous than every other criminal laws we have in the country. Seizing of human beings. Somebody's going on his own, you went there, you seized him. You go and hide him somewhere, you beat him in the morning, you beat him in the afternoon, you beat him in the evening. If it is 1 month, they stay there, no beating. They feed him. If you are lucky, they feed you. If you are not lucky, they feed you. Then you don't carry money again and go and give to those people. You now wait for another 50 years to enact a law to deal with those people who are committing that act of terrorism. It's even more than felony. It's more than treasonable felony. What they are doing is more than treasonable felony. Are we waiting until they kidnap a governor or kidnap somebody from the presidency before we know that what is on ground is more than meet the eyes? Something is wrong somewhere. It is either the government actually are in full support of what is happening, or they are confused. We should not mind words over it.
Okay. Against this backdrop, the NSCDC is training vigilantes to secure, in the words of the Punch newspaper, 821,000 vulnerable schools. Will that still solve the situation? Because some of these kidnappers too, they go to schools and they kidnap students. Will this also solve the problem?
Look, it depends on the power that is given to these people. It's based on the power given to them. In the last administration, everybody was around when the president said, "Do not shoot these people. Do not kill them. Arrest them with your bare hands and bring them back and de-radicalize them." I don't know whether that word exists in the dictionary. De-radicalize them. And you expect me not to go and arrest somebody in the forest with AK-47 or even with a submachine gun and bring him for even training? Some of them were brought and de-radicalized, and some were put into the army. You are aware. Some of them were put into different organs, and the rest also were pushed back into the society to go and continue what they were doing. The question that remains is, if you want to do that type of thing and you call it amnesty, what are they fighting for? What is the grounds that they are fighting for? They are comparing it to the Niger Delta amnesty. The Niger Delta will know that they are fighting for their oil. You are taking oil. We are not saying you should not take oil, but allow the community, allow the society to benefit from what you are taking from them. That is the argument. But this one that you are not arguing for anything. You don't wake up in the morning, you look at a whole section of the country, you go and pull it down. You want to make money from illegal activities, and you are saying that you want to enact a law. You are training 821,000 people. If you train those people and you put them in schools, are you going to arm them? And are you not going to tell them not to kill these people because they are our brothers? The former Vice President Oshimbajo came on there and said, "Pray for them. They are our brothers. They will change." But you cannot tell the whole world that IPOB is a terrorist organization. They should be banned. They should be killed. Anywhere they see them, they should be killed. What was IPOB fighting for, and what are they still fighting for? They are fighting for their rights. Two brothers cannot live together forever. It is not possible. Even you and I, we cannot be here forever. One day, whether one person will live either by through any means, because when you join an organization, the one day you must leave, either by resignation, by retirement, by sack, or by death. One of the four must remove you from an organization. So, if that is the case, why are they saying that the IPOB people are terrorists, they are criminals, they are this, they are that, and the person who wakes up in the morning, go to the road, abduct people, punish them, collect money from their relatives, those people are our friendly brothers. So if those are friends, then it's better for us to have enemies.
Okay, well, let's look at Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper, 723 schools closed in 9 states over insecurity orders. 9 states have over 700 schools.
So how many people are left?
So
how many schools are left? If you could close this quantum number of schools, tell me, after some time, the children of those schools will also go into criminal activities. Because when you stay at home for too long a time and nothing is happening, you want to do some risk quantities to make ends meet. And government is watching. Like who sang that song? I think it's Don Williams that said somebody is watching. Actually, somebody is watching.
God is watching from a distance?
No, I don't even think God is watching this one, because I think God will be tired of our case by now. Like somebody was saying yesterday that as we pray rich, nothing they improve. I say yes. Let's continue praying. God has finished his work long ago and he has gone back to heaven, watching us. You cannot expect God to come down and say, okay, what you have done is wrong. I give you a knock, collide and let me flog you. No. God has given you the wisdom and the knowledge to do what you think is right for your country. Other countries that are dealing with insecurity situations head on long, they are human beings like us. When we treat these people with levity, why do you think that they will go out of this game? Somebody will open his mouth and say, I need 700 million as a ransom. Then it's a minister will come and donate 50 million. People are bringing in money. Those who are supposed to run to rescue us are now running back to us to rescue them. If somebody is your debtor and you go to draw your debt in the morning, you go there, he's using, what do they call it, palm kernel to soak Gary. Will you have that effort to confront him again to pay you your money? The money is gone. Because you will look at his condition. If you arrest him, nothing. If you don't, nothing. So the best thing is just to leave him to go. So actually, I don't think to me, if I have to summarize, I don't think the government is confused. The government knows what they are doing. They know what they are doing. They have the military intelligence everywhere. They have the police everywhere. And still, you can kidnap somebody from Delta and take that person to Bayelsa. They will not be stopped. But carry one bag of Gary. I like to pay levy on Gary along the road now. It has been there for some time. Levy on Gary you are carrying to go and sell. They will stop you, ransack you, even put, these days they even stop you, they put us into your pocket, open your phone, they do everything. How are they able to carry a whole human being across these roads and nobody dictates anybody? How? How? It still baffles me. I don't understand how they do it. Maybe there's another mechanism. Maybe they fly them in the air or they pass them underground.
Maybe. Let's stay with Vanguard. Above the masthead, brain drain. Over 500 workers left the National Hospital in 2 years. That's according to a chief medical director.
But to me, even that figure is small.
Okay.
Considering what is happening. You train your child up to university level and when they just sit down. No, I don't think you have a graduate here. You're still a small boy. Calculate how much it costs you to train a child up to university level. Then that child will come. So you want to employ him, you tell him I will give you 50,000 even. Yes, as a medical doctor, you want to start paying 50,000 naira. And this man, without any side income, 50,000 naira per month for a year is 600,000 naira. It takes you 10 years to get 6 million. And that 6 million, I think close to it will finish your university education. So how long do you stay? When you have a greener pasture, where you make a better fortune. If you go out and you're able to make $10,000, you know how much it is in Nigeria here. You're already multi-millionaire. Then you will see that when you have the opportunity. We've not actually started until we put our hearts together. No, this syndrome will continue. In the earliest 80s, the Ghanaians were everywhere in Nigeria. Lagos was housing more than half of the Ghanaians in Nigeria then. But when the Rollins came and they told them like the word of the American president, Kennedy, do not think of what you can gain from America, but think of what America can gain from you. Rollins changed the narratives, and all the Ghanaians went back. Today, Ghana is a safe haven for Nigerians. Vice versa, universal. Does Ghana have any mineral resource that is attracting people? Or because they have a system in place that anybody that comes in falls into that system. Do you know in Ghana one day, the president was driving past and there was a traffic light. The president stopped. He stopped. But one day I was coming from Ilesha at Ibadan toll gate, then the toll gate was still there. We were waiting for us to be cleared. There is this last lane. It just have a bar. Do you know one Toyota, what is the name of that Toyota? I can remember. Came from behind with a terrible speed and blew up that bar. Then the person sitting behind just removed his eyeglass and looked. Do you know who was the person? OBJ. Destroyed that thing and he left. Nobody could talk. They just said, Baba be that. In a country that have a law, what stops you from obeying that law? Nobody's asking to come and buy tickets if you don't even want to pay. But normally you should pay because you are part of the people that brought that system into office. Only for him to come back in 1999 to also destroy those states. You know the monumental amount of money that has gone down the drain. So today, people close eyes, close your lips, because once somebody at the top there makes a statement, everybody falls in line. Nobody wants to question the authority of the person that is there. The government should sit down if they actually want to do a thing. We cannot continue like this. Okay, look at the new university that has just come up and was discussing with you. How can you establish a university in Nigeria, a whole managing director of a bank, not just another bank, a real bank, and you are dollarizing the fees. Everything in the school is dollars. And you are telling us the people should not japa. Why would they not japa? When you cannot use your naira to do anything. The dollars you cannot even get because people are pushing too much money to buy it up. And you don't have that type of money. And you have any little opportunity that to ship you out of the country. Look, let me ask you, be sincere with yourself. Will you not go if you're in that situation? Like the question, Momo of channels asked IDB during that 93 political imbroglio when he said, Mr. President, if Nigerians say don't go, will you go? The man never answered. After the thought, I say, Inshallah, I will go. Did he eventually go? Was he not forced out of the office?
Okay, let's look at other issues now. Blackout, power grid collapses again, the first time in 2024. And this has caused a series of blackouts nationwide.
And when there was no, what do they call it? Collapsing of the
grid.
Were you having light? Were you having light? Alex, whether there is a collapse, a grid collapse or no grid collapse, people have no light. So it does not have any effect.
Maybe there's something they want to hold on to this now, or what?
They want to use it as a means of saying that because the grid collapsed. In my community, 3 years now, 3 years, we have not had a blink of the light. And we have turned it to uninterrupted power failure. From Ozora to my community, Elu, the wires, the cables have all been stolen. It's only the pillars that are standing. That is another major problem. Last year, was it the other year? Because the time runs very fast now. The other year, there was a heavy rainfall that pulled down the whole pillars from Ozora to a reasonable extent. Now, the boys came, they cut off all the wires, then they now started climbing the poles and removed every other wire from there to Arade, close to Kwale. And we have government, we have security agencies. If you know somebody is stealing this thing, why don't you man surveillance to at least be able to catch only one person? And somebody is buying this thing in the market. Who is the person buying them? If the buyer is called, the buyer will reveal the supplier. None of this thing is being done. Then you are not coming to tell us that there is power. If the power even fails for the next 50 years, does it affect anyone? Does it affect anyone? Like my place, that you now want to go and tell somebody in my place that, please, because the power grid collapsed, that is why you don't have light. He will just look at you as somebody who does not know what he's saying.
The presidency are still at loggerheads, of course, war of words going on between both parties over the policy of President Bola Tinubu. Vanguard's story is captioned, Presidency Atiku fights over Tinubu's economic policy. You know, Atiku is really not comfortable with the policies of the federal government. But the presidency is really defending Tinubu's policy and saying we should give him time, 2 years.
Are we coming back from the grave to start appraising the policy? The policy is not good. The policy is not good. If you are doing something that is, you think you are doing very well, and somebody comes to say, look, Alex, this thing you are doing, I don't think is well enough. You can go back home and sit down and appraise yourself. It is allowed. For everything they say about this administration, the presidency will just jump up to say, no. You are suffering from a post-election defeat. You are disgruntled. You are this, you are that. Forgetting that even their own people are also in this country, also suffering the same fate. When they are saying we should give him time, there was protest in Lagos last week. You heard of it?
Yes.
Was it done by Atiku? There was protest in Kano also. Was it done by Atiku? A bag of rice is now 75,000 according to my wife yesterday. A cabless of rice is 6,000. And you are telling us that we should give somebody time until we die? Why don't we actually face what is on ground instead of playing politics on the gallery? Because that's what we are doing in Nigeria here. If your person is wrong, be able to tell the person that what you have done is wrong. Supporting will make you to continue to do what he is doing in the very wrong way and think he's doing that. Yoruba has a proverb that you tell a wicked man that is wicked, otherwise he will not know. You will be thinking that is his normal character. You see, but you tell him that, oh my friend, you are a very wicked person. How? You now explain to him. He will have to adjust. But a leader that takes no advice, a leader that takes no criticism will end up very, very badly. Which we pray we don't end up badly. People were saying that Tinubu, once he comes in, everything is going to change. Now we are even moving from the middle we were to the bottom. We will not go to the bottomless pit because I'm afraid of actually what is happening. It will get to a point that you'll be on the street, somebody will say, hey, my friend, how much do you have in your pocket? Yeah, bring it. Then we know that we have actually arrived.
Let's go to South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, where the Nations Cup is currently going on. Nigeria will be playing South Africa on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Pesero plots South Africa's fall in semis. That's how Vanguard captions the story. Yeah. Let's just, play it down a bit on serious issues and let's talk about this. Nigeria, South Africa.
Yeah, you know, this Nigerian team is very slicky. Very slicky. When we played them in South Africa, yeah, South Africa Cup of Nations, Keshi won before he died.
2013.
Yes, Ivory Coast paraded the best team in that tournament. That's when you had Yaya Toure, Kolo Toure, Wilfred Bony, and all these big boys. Before the match, every Nigerian wrote the Super Eagles off. That, what can they do with those boys? But there was this guy who was in the team then who disappeared into the oblivion team, the Nigeria side. He played that match as if he was on drugs. I'm sorry to use that language. Immediately that goal was scored. That was the end of the match. We defeated Cote d'Ivoire. We've been defeating them in most cases. I think we've had about 90% of our games with them so far. When we played in Lagos, African Cup of Nations in Lagos, Nigeria still defeated them. I pray that stream continues. That stream continues. Everybody wants that match. But we can still have an economic saboteur in the sense that immediately to that time, your NEPA will strike. And people will not start running the health. They will not hang it on the collapse of the grid. But actually, we are all looking at that match with real optimism. I want Nigeria to win, and I think Nigeria should win. As long as we won that cup, let it come back to this country for at least it will bring down the temper of the country a bit. Because that's the only thing that is holding Nigeria together now. Sports issue at the national level. Once you hear of that, everybody forgets about religious or ethnic problems, and we glue to the television. Everybody is one until after the match, then tension can come up again.
Yes, let's go to the nation newspapers, and something just caught my attention now. It's a very sad one. The driver of the school bus that was kidnapped, of course, we now know he didn't make it, but Nation has a very disturbing story of how he was killed. Driver shot dead, body burnt before abducted Ekiti pupils.
Body burnt?
Yeah, I saw a video of these young boys, pupils and their teacher. They were seated, and people were just gathering around them. They were just looking like they were not there. They were there, but they were just not there because they must have gone through a lot. And now I know why. The driver was shot dead and his body burnt right in front of them. These children need serious therapy here.
They did that to scare the parents of the victims. If you don't pay the ransom,
this is what will happen to your children.
To your children. Oh, my God. That type of a situation, they should have, do I use the word scanning the forest, and they bring back these boys. Nowhere in the country that is not penetratable. When I was kidnapped, the forest we were, those boys, they also afraid of the kidnappers.
Oh, very true.
They're always afraid. I think two aircraft flew past us in the forest. Immediately they heard the noise. Everybody dived under the trees. And you see them, they were peeping with their God said. Maybe they were thinking that it's drone. But one of them, the leader that I don't think he was up to 25 years old, it's a very small boy. The comments he made, the things he revealed to me, because the Bible says, if God is on your side, even he will make your enemies to be at peace with you. He told me so many things that I cannot reveal on air. How they got those things, how they got the arms they used, how they got the uniforms, how they got all these things. And he said it is because the government is not treating them well. That is why they are doing what they are doing, and the government permitted them. That's the language he used. I'm very sorry to say if he was wrong or right. Now you caught pupils. Pupils, not even people now. Pupils. You burnt their driver in their presence. That's a lifetime trauma. Lifetime trauma. Then they are telling us today that some people have been arrested. Who are the people that have been arrested? Disclose their identity. Disclose their sponsor. Disclose who collected the money for ransom. Disclose who took the money to them. Disclose the bank they got the money from. There was a case in Delta here where a woman identified one of the kidnappers in the bank.
Yeah. And
I heard the man. The man was saying, no, even you raped me. You have injury on your thigh. If I'm lying, pull the source and whether the injury is not there.
Yeah, we heard that.
You heard of it too. True. And they did that actually. The boy was caught. But what did we hear of it again? Whether he was prosecuted, whether he was released, whether he jumped jail, nobody knows.
The police have always been accused of parodying innocent people. When a crime is committed, they could just go get people, parade them, and say these are the guys who committed the crime. They have paraded some people who killed the traditional rulers in Ekiti State.
Yes.
And of course, even those who they said killed the other girl, Nabiha,
Nabiha, yes.
in Abuja.
And was arrested whether in Sokoto or somewhere.
Okay, so Could it be their way too of making you and I, the Nigerian populace, believe that they're doing something? Because the main perpetrators, the real perpetrators, are still out there, and who are they parading before us?
The question remains: we are dealing with the effect of ailments. We are not dealing with the cause. You've arrested this perpetrator as the assumed kidnappers. That's what I mean. You have arrested these people. If they are the real people, who sent them? Because those boys cannot keep that money in the forest. In our own time, what they did, if we were 11, they released 3. The 3 they released is a 9-month-old baby, a 7-year-old girl, and a mother, and they held the husband of the woman. They will use your own phone to call my people. They will tell my people to send money to this person. That one will send it to this person. Then before it finally gets to the destination where they will drop the money, then somebody brings the money to them in the camp. They normally come at any time from 11 in the night. They don't even come near where the boys are. They can stay about half a kilometer. They have a very sharp light. Once they see the light, they know that their people are come. They will now blow their whistle. 3 people will leave the camp. There were also 8 kidnappers. They will leave and go and collect the money. When they come back, they just sit down, run the money like a roundtable conference. They pray over it. They share it. Everybody pockets his own.
Pray over it.
Yes. Everybody will pocket his own. And
they pray.
They
how?
pray
What kind
over
of
the
prayer?
money.
What kind of prayer?
Their prayer, their religious prayer.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. That, as far as they are concerned, it's a legal business. It's a legal business. It's not a criminal activity as far as they are concerned. Before they left the camp, everybody's bag was like this. Because in our trip, they made 9.7 million from our own group. The group we met there also got something close to that. And they are 8. You can imagine. Then that cash will go back to the society. Nobody will detect them. You are now parading people that they are the people that killed. Prosecute these people publicly. We are tired of a secret trial. Prosecute them publicly. Anybody that is mentioned, get that person arrested. If you want this thing to be wiped off the society. Otherwise, of course, this thing will continue in perpetuity. And only God knows where the pendulum swings. You can't even drive a good car these days when you are traveling. Some people even say these days they are afraid of taking a Sienna. Because Sienna is a target. They know that it's the big boys that are now taking the Sienna. They don't want to be driving their private cars again. Somebody was selling at, what do they call it? Only roundabout 2 weeks ago. They stopped the vehicle. The leader of the patrol was saying, and that was how we stopped one in Kwale. We saw a boy with 2 automatic rifles. Well, they will always tell you we saw a social place, but where you are, they will not tell you they saw anywhere. Just like we have in some of the religious houses. They perform miracles outside. They don't perform miracles in their own main church. That's what is snowballing into the other activities. Bring these people out. Bring out their sponsors. Bring out those people who are collecting the money. Then we are getting somewhere. But this one, we are just blowing air over the surface of the matter. It will never get us anywhere, Alex. I pray that, well, we shall never be a victim.
Okay. Lagos is in the news again, and this time, okay, let's see, which paper now? I saw that story, but I seem to have, okay, yeah. In Lagos State, students in Lagos State may miss WASC registration over 8,100 naira levy. That's the headline on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. You want to talk us through that?
Is that 8,100 part of the WASC, or is an extra fee? Because that's the way Lagos State plays levy, and that is why the president is trying to bring to the federal. And if he does that, then there will be total chaos everywhere. I'm not saying that people will go to the street to fight, but it will cause social and economic dislocation. How much is the salary of these people? I can tell you that in Lagos till tomorrow, people are seeing earning 9,000, 10,000 a month. And you now want these people to come and pay high school fees. Now after paying that, they will buy books, they will buy uniform. You now come to them again that they should pay another 8,100. To do what? Is it a special center they want to take them to? Even if it is special center.
Miracle centers.
Is it miracle centers? Is it the government's duty to do that? Why do we want to levy everybody, levy even up to stones you have on the road, and you don't want to bring any social something that will improve the lives of the people? Even if Lagos is even try when you talk of social infrastructure. They have a BRT lane, they have a train, they have several things they are bringing into the society for the common man. But outside that, the rate of which you spend your money in Lagos is terribly and astronomically high. That is why they have that proverb, Lagos money stays in Lagos. It's just like when you are in some of these Korean countries. If you are coming back to your country, they will make sure everything you have, they will buy it back from you.
Let's stay with Lagos. Lagos money stays in Lagos. Let's stay with Lagos on this now. This time, the Punch newspaper. 10 hospitalized as police cult groups clash in Lagos schools. We don't know where this is leading to. We thought this has ended because
How can it
clashes
end?
in schools, secondary schools at that. It doesn't this call for worry?
The thing is snowballing. It's snowballing. It's like wildfire. When wildfire starts here and you close your eyes to say that then it will stop there, gradually it will go to the extreme, even to the least material. You go and destroy it. Remember when this Boko Haram started? It was Boko Haram before it went to herdsmen, before we now talk of bandits and all these things. When the thing started, one man came to my house, and I was still in Lagos. He said, I beg, leave them now themselves, then they fight for them. And I told him, by the time they finished over there, they will come down here. They will come to the south. And that's exactly what we're having. If you and someone has a farm, and the other farm is closer to the bush, and grass cutter is always coming to eat that farm because it's closer to the bush, don't be happy. Because when they finish that farm, they will definitely come to your home because they will be hungry again.
And they've nothing to eat here, something to eat here, they will come to where they see
they
something to
will,
eat.
do I use the word migrate now to the second farm? So coming to secondary school, it's even in primary schools now. You won't believe it. Cultism is in primary school now because that is what they used to hide themselves. You say, boy, that guy is a hard guy. What makes me a hard guy? There was one they did in Ozora 1 year. You pity that boy. They forced the boy into it. And they were using nylon to burn him. They lighted the nylon and they placed it on top of him. The thing was dropping on his skin. I think the boy ran away from Ozora. I don't know. I don't know how they settled that matter. He could not bear that pain when he came back from the camp. Now, the secondary school issue we are talking about.
We have 30 seconds.
30 seconds. The primary school issue we are talking about, secondary issue that they already covered. But it is not today. It's only that they are just bringing up the matter today. The secondary school have been in court for long a time. How can you be going to school, there is knife in your pocket? You are going to school, there is jackie in your pocket. And we say we are training students. We are actually training people because the system has permitted it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Comrade Ife Adama. I want to thank those who also made this possible. Tomorrow, God willing, a paper review will return. My name is Alex Obunnaya. Enjoy the rest of the day. Good morning.